Have you ever wondered how a single day actually began and unfolded for a Viking? You wake up before the sun, no alarm, just the sound of someone stirring embers 3 feet from your head. This is a longhouse in Denmark. The year is 950, and 30 or 40 people are breathing in the same room as you. Somewhere under this roof, there are goats. Smoke curls along the roof beams, looking for the one hole above the fire pit. There is exactly one door for the whole building. Let's walk through it. Hour by hour, an English monk named John of Wallingford wrote down his complaints about these people in the 11th century. They combed their hair every day, he said. They bathed once a week, on Saturday. They changed their clothes often, and English wives could not resist them. That weekly wash day still sits inside the language. Old Norse called it lagerdag, wash day. Say it in modern Swedish, lordag, or Danish, lordag, and you're using a word a farmer relied on 1,000 years before you touched a comb. Breakfast means barley porridge, thickened with skyr, eaten standing by the hearth. Beside it sits a slab of rye flatbread and a strip of herring, dried stiff months earlier, and salted hard enough to survive winter. Salt costs real money in the 9th century, so most food gets preserved by smoke, by wind, by fermentation in whey. Nobody wastes a fish here. Work starts at sunrise. And here's the truth Hollywood keeps skipping. Roughly 19 out of 20 Viking men never set foot on a raiding ship in their entire lives. Excavations at Birka in Sweden and Hedeby on the Danish border turned up combs, scales, loom weights, and coin dies by the thousand. The tools of farmers, traders, and craftsmen. Raiding took a small slice of men, gambling one summer at a time. Fields of barley kept this economy running, season after season. If you're a woman in this household, your mourning belongs to wool. Sheep get sheared, fleece gets carded, thread gets spun on a hand spindle, cloth gets woven on an upright loom braced against the wall. A single sail for one ship could eat up a year of steady weaving. 2 oval brooches pin your apron dress at the shoulders, and a ring of iron keys hangs from one of them. Norse law gave married women control of the household stores, and that ring of keys proved it to anyone who walked in. Children work too, from around age 7. One saga describes boys herding goats before dawn and setting snares for birds before the rest of the house wakes up. Smaller hands just do smaller versions of the same chores. Midday might pull you toward the thing. An open-air assembly where free men argue disputes, fix prices, and settle blood debts in front of witnesses. No single judge decides anything alone. The crowd itself weighs an argument, out loud, in public, with no written transcript to hide behind. Afternoons belong to the workshop. A blacksmith at the forge folds iron for an axe head. Down by the shore, someone steams oak planks over a fire pit to bend them into a hull. In 1960, archaeologists Helge Ingstad and Anne Stein Ingstad uncovered a Norse settlement at La Anse aux Meadows in Newfoundland. Convari Elskust by Leclumbeter on the Erzinent Akram Seifesten wine. Confirmed proof that Vikings reached North America. A 2021 tree ring study in the journal Nature dated felled wood at that exact site to the year 1021, 471 years before Columbus left Spain. Evening brings mead, smoke, and noise. Dinner comes as stew from an iron cauldron, meat and root vegetables simmered all day while everyone else worked. After the meal, someone pulls out a board and pieces for Hnafatafall, a strategy game where one side defends a king and the other side hunts him down. Someone else starts a story about Thor, or Odin, or a dead relative who once fought off 3 men alone. Around 965, King Harald Bluetooth raised a massive stone at Yelling boasting that he had made the Danes Christian, carved proof for anyone who doubted him. Not everyone in this room chose to be here. Thralls, enslaved men and women, captured or born into bondage, did the hardest labor, for no wage and no freedom. The sagas mention them constantly and rarely give them names. Somebody always paid for this household's comfort. By full dark, you are back on a bench along the wall, wrapped in wool and animal skin, sharing body heat with people you have known your entire life. There is no separate bedroom, no private corner. There is a fire, a roof, and 40 people breathing, until someone stirs the embers again before dawn. The horned helmet never turns up. No archaeologist has ever pulled one out of a Viking grave. What turns up instead is a comb, a loom weight, a set of scales, a child's shoe. A single day here runs on wool, barley, iron, and argument. Raiding filled the movie scripts. Most real days ran on farming, weaving, and trade instead. Here's what actually separates our time from theirs. You reach for a thermostat. A Viking reached for a stranger's shoulder to stay warm. You scroll for entertainment. A Viking carved runes into stone, hoping someone would remember his name. So here's the real question. Would you have traded your alarm clock and thermostat for a bench by the fire, 40 strangers, and one door out?